Yo, what's good? This the Mad Gamer back with another one. Make sure you like for the algorithm. Make sure you go ahead and subscribe up because I got all the new games coming, new gaming news, everything. Just make sure you subscribe up so you ain't gotta go here, there. On this episode, we need to check out the Super NES. Yeah, the one from back in the day. Was it alive? Is it alive? Now this is from a report from IGN. It says speedrunners left scratching their heads after new discovery suggests that the SNES works faster as it ages. Now this is unheard of, bro. I don't know what's happening, but let's go ahead and check it out. No, I got an extensive history in Super NES. You know what I mean? I always loved the Super NES. I was a Sega Genesis guy. But I used to always peek in at the Super Nintendo games and notice how the animation was a little better. The graphics were always a little better than the Sega Genesis, always just a little better. It always had me peeking in with like a little bit of jealousy. But after that, I ended up getting a Super Nintendo and I ended up beating all, the Super Mario Worlds and all that. I mean, I beat Metroid, I beat all them games, Zelda. Zombies ate my neighbors. I beat all of them, but I had to wait till I got a little older to beat these games because I never had money to get an SNES, but I damn sure got one, and it was a nice system. Overall, I probably have to put the Super Nintendo over the Sega Genesis. I would. I mean, but they're neck and neck, probably, A and B, or A and A-B, or 1A and 1B, basically, you know what I mean? But the Super Nintendo just edges it out just a little bit. But IGN says the speedrunner community is trying to wrap its head around a technological phenomenon the speedrunner community is trying to wrap its head around a technological phenomenon that is seemingly causing the Super NES to run games faster as it ages. I mean, this is unheard of. Alarm bells rang in early February when Bluesky user Alan Cecil spread the word of Nintendo's iconic console seemed to be running games slightly faster now than when it left production lines in 1990s. It's a theory that would mean that the nearly 50 million SNES units sold may now feature improved performance with games like Super Mario World, Super Metroid, and Star Fox instead of wearing down as years goes on. Bro, you know how crazy that is? The idea of a video game console or any kind of technology working more efficiently simply thanks to the passage of time sounds ludicrous. But Cecil's findings suggest a single component may be what's setting the SNES apart from the rest. Now, I read this whole article, and it's not the digital TVs, it's not nothing like that, it's the technology. It's faster, it's growing, it's thinking. 16 SNES, so out of the console war, the original console war, Sega Genesis and Sega and Super Nintendo, look like Super Nintendo won by 14 million. Jesus. Yeah, so that was my video, the top 30 best-selling consoles. Make sure you go ahead and check that joint out. I ain't gonna tell you what number one was, but it's very surprising. So I just had to come and bring y'all that news. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is wild. I mean, it's official. The Super Nintendo beat Sega Genesis in the console war. It's official now. It beat them in sales, and it also beat them with the technology growing as time goes on. It's over like 30 years later, bro. And now we're just gonna sit back and look and see which one of these consoles over the next 30 years can grow and become better. Or the Super Nintendo might grow and come better over the next 30 years and see how much better the Super Nintendo can get. Yo. Mind blown, bro. Oh yeah, it's official. Super Nintendo won the console war. It's official. It's definitely official now. Super Nintendo.